I don't know if it's on or not. Is it on?
It is. It said we were live. It said we were live. We are 13 seconds, 14 seconds live.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay, let me mute myself on YouTube and correct the email thing here. Inc@gmail.com.
Go.
Turn
That
your
was a
phone down.
notification for my own
Sorry.
live stream.
Turn it all the way down.
Somebody else say something. Mine still says for waiting.
Nope, we're live.
We're live. We're live. Fox
I'm
can fix it.
Replace
Just
pin
go for
comment.
garage.
There we go. Okay, my email is up at the top for those that want to see it and need to get in here. Damien is going to put the links up for you. Everybody, oh jeez, Dennis is in here. All right, have a good night, everyone. I'm kidding. So anyway, this is just sort of a session to kind of bring everybody up to speed on the Stone Soup build. Junker D, how are you? Stage 0, Hot Rod Guy, hello. Just to bring everybody up to speed on the Stone Soup build, the route so far, and anything that the car may need, etc. I've sent a message to Jamie. However, it is his anniversary, so I'm not expecting him. I know that some other guys had some stuff to do, so if you can come up, Damien here will put the link up. And
link is up. Link is up.
If you can't, then no harm, no foul. We get it. I think it was who was it? Was it Lovejoy? Said he was driving home. Yeah. There were a couple others. So anyway, I'm going to give you the Cliff's notes here real quick before anybody comes up about the car, the build, all that stuff. Anybody that has volunteered so far, I got to make sure that I do this correctly because we've had a couple more folks volunteer their time, parts, money, effort, that kind of stuff. I got to get to my personal folders here with the maps.
So can I just call out everybody that's here real quick? I just want to name names. The people that are here right now are Edward Wallace. We've got Fox Can Fix It Garage, Twisted Mopar Garage. Everett is here. Junkyard D. Lovejoy Poop Box Sanctuary is here. I'm sorry I had to butcher your name. Who else? We got Stage 0 garages here. Hot Rod Garage Guy here is here. Or I stuttered a little bit. Russell's here. We also had that's that. Appreciate you guys joining up.
Absolutely. You have the link up, right?
Yeah. Oh, I posted it. Can you pin it? I can.
No, he can't. He can only.
I can't pin it with my email up there.
Well, I put. It's back up. Yes, sir. It's back up.
My sister is hiding in the ether over there. So okay, I'm going to share screen. I'll put you guys over here on the side a little bit and see if
works.
Wait. Oh, that's what I've got to do. Okay, I'll get there. Technology, all that stuff. Share screen.
Hey, we're all learning, honestly.
This window right here. If you don't mind, Damien, run interference for me, please.
Okay.
Okay, so we had we had Scott over here in Newport, Washington, donate the car. A 62 Lancer, 2-door, slant 6 with a 3 on the tree. He donated it, said, do what you're going to do. He passed it off to Jamie over here in Olympia. And now we've got, I think this is the Junkyard Necromancer over here, right on the other side of the Montana border, past Idaho. That, if we'd have known that he was going to be able to volunteer, it might have just shot over here, but I'm not sure that it would be in the condition it's in now. So we've got to get it from Olympia over to Junkyard Necromancer. Now, I know that there's somebody in the comments right now, or somebody watching right now, that knows where Columbia Falls is, or who the person in Columbia Falls is. And I apologize, I cannot remember the name of the shop. I think it's Whitty's, but I'm not sure of that. Whitty's has volunteered their time. Again, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But the biggest gap here is from Columbia Falls over to Bismarck. That is a long haul.
Anybody in Montana? Sorry. Anybody in Montana trying to,
but Junkyard Necromancer's in Montana.
Necromancer?
Yeah, I mentioned him already. He's on the far western post, right across the Idaho Gap. So we've got to get it from, if I'm wrong again, I apologize. We got to get it from Whitty's over to Junkyard D in Bismarck. All right. Now from Bismarck, it's going to head down to the central Nebraska area to 38 POS. I don't know that this is exactly where he's at, because he's protective of his address, and these days that's understandable. So
Lovejoy, I believe, is in Nebraska as well. He wanted
That's
to
right.
be able to get together with 38.
Yeah. Then from there over to Dalton at Pole Barn Garage. Now, a special disclaimer about Dalton. He did not say that he was going to work on the car. He said, I don't know what I can do. He said, at least I'll throw a sticker at it. So
Whether or not it sticks, we don't know.
right.
Well, I mean, that's reasonable as long as it's in transport.
Right. Then we go over to Indirect Connection and Rapid Transit. There is another fella just north of them that wants to lend a hand. Didn't see really that there would be much of a point in driving the car up here to go back down there. He's going to get a hold of them and see if he can help out, lend a hand there, maybe shoot his video and send it on its way.
The Empire of Rust in chat says a bit further south in Kansas, and I would assist, but he's a little low.
Where are you at exactly? Because the area between Nebraska and Missouri is not, I mean, unless you're over here in the southwest corner, which would be counterproductive, these areas over here are kind of up for grabs. So just let us know.
That would work.
Once it goes from Rapid Transit and Indirect Connection, it'll come down here to Levi's in Rising Sun, Indiana. Levi's is about 45 miles from us. As a matter of fact, if you see the big circle right here, this little white circle right here is where my daughter lives. So,
Stage Zero says he's in Wisconsin, north of East Troy, and the Empire of Rust says he's a spitting distance of Oakland.
Oakland. Oh, Oklahoma. Okay. It must be a town.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Well, I don't know Oklahoma as well.
Where's Wichita? Can you zoom in a little bit? Where's Wichita, Kansas?
Oh, this is not a map. This is a painting file.
It's
not gonna zoom in.
He's an hour south of Wichita.
Can you pull up a map so that you can look at one?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, from Levi's right here to Jason's, which is, well, actually Fox Can Fix It, which is actually under the yellow circle here. And then to Jason's up here in Dayton, and that's where we're at. So Jason's is about 6 miles from us. So anyway, there's the general map. That is not a comprehensive run. That's none of that. But we need to fill in the gaps from Columbia Falls to Bismarck, from Bismarck down to 38 POS down here in central Nebraska, well, south central Nebraska. And then there's another big run over here to Indirect Connection. Now, that said, Indirect Connection said that he would transport it all the way from Washington if he had to. But he won't be able to do that until July. So we're trying to make this trip as easy on him as possible and try to get it at least over to Dalton by July. So that's that.
Wichita's a little south. It's a little outside your bubble.
It's not that bad.
Well, if you're willing, who was that? Empire of Rust?
Yes.
Yeah, Empire of Rust, Wichita.
All right. I'm going to write you down here.
Hour
and-
south, so about right there ish.
Well, I guess I should ask if if you're actually willing.
So an hour south, is that like Wellington or Riverdale? Maybe South Haven.
I forgot how to spell Wichita for a second. I imagine the first little bit of this is going to be kind of slow, folks. So if you want to go grab a sandwich or something, I had planned on having a full video out today on everything that we need, everywhere it's going, all that stuff. But Jamie is probably very involved in marital matters right now, considering it's his anniversary. So we don't actually have the parts list. If you watch his video from, what was it, Saturday? No, it's just yesterday, wasn't it? He had a comprehensive video on the car when he got it running. So there's a lot of work to do. It needs some help. Any questions so far?
I'm seeing the Empire of Rust is basically Oklahoma City line. Well, no, not Oklahoma City. Sorry, Oklahoma line in Kansas. It's a little south.
Stage 0 garage. Sorry, I'm trying to keep everybody.
But he seems to be willing to transport. I don't know if we need to go that far south to go.
Well, if he's willing to throw some fuel at it and get it from one point to the next, I'm good with that. Every little bit helps to get it closer. The reason for the urgency, well, I don't want to call it urgency, but the reason that it's happening so quick is because Scott had to make his trip to go get the parts for his car over to the Seattle area, and it just made sense for him to drag the car over there when he had it. So I don't want poor Jamie to have to live with the car for the next 6 months, So we're trying to get everybody in line and get all our ducks in a row.
Junkyard D wants to know, will he drive to Montana?
Who is he?
Empire Rust said, by then my wrecker may be operational again.
Yeah.
So Empire Rust, do you have a flatbed or just a tow truck?
A wrecker should be a tow truck.
Yeah, usually, if wrecker guys say a wrecker, they mean a
tow truck.
Yeah. Junkyard D? Who is? Oh, gotcha.
C20 wrecker. Okay.
74 C20 wrecker.
That's a good truck. Hey, every little bit helps. Okay, so if
I'm
everybody,
gonna post a link to the participants here again. Anybody that's getting their hands on the vehicle, if you're here, there's the link to join the.
there's
StreamYard.
our boy. Add to stage. Hello.
Hey,
Hey, where are we at? How you guys doing tonight?
good. How are you?
It's a good
Doing
day.
great. Doing great. I got some exciting news for you, though. I talked to a buddy of mine. I stopped by his shop last night.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this, but he's got an engine that he wants to donate to the project.
Okay.
426 Hemi. It's been sitting in his garage for like 20 years, and he wants it out of his way.
Are you kidding? You got to be kidding me.
No, seriously.
Will it
How
even fit in that car?
Wait, and what's the date again today, Vic?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh.
All right. Junkyard D is out. See you, dude.
It's not banned from the channel.
I'm sorry.
I was about, oh, man. I'm going to be totally on guard for the rest of the night now. Thanks, man.
All right.
The Empire of Rust is asking about the schedule. What's the dates? What's the dates where the vehicle's going to be? Where the vehicle's going to be?
Well, it's more fluid right now until we start getting folks that, have, I need it by this point. Can we do that? That kind of thing. So right now it's pretty fluid. Jamie is okay with leaving it over there for a few weeks. He's still got another video to shoot on it. So we've got a little bit of time to plan, but we can't take advantage of the time that we have. We have,
Understood.
we can't, you know what I meant? We can't, we can't be lazy about it.
172 days feels like 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, Vic, I understood that there's somebody that's going down to Oregon though after Jamie. Is that right?
There was a mention of a shop in Oregon. Jamie actually has one, and you won't believe this, but he just said I'll hop in. So I got to send him the link. And again, here we go.
You should be able to copy and paste it from my chat if you can.
Well, it's on the phone. He's actually texting me. So,
Text.
just hit our channel, period. Damien put it in the link. That ain't right.
Yeah.
Damien put it in the chat.
Damien can text it to you real quick, Vic.
I'd have to type it in, not that quick, but yeah. I have it saved on the PC.
We're about to get it from the horse's mouth as far as what it actually needs, that kind of thing. So if you got a pen and paper, now would probably be the time.
Like this one here, pen and paper.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I know you're good like that.
Trying to be the secretary.
Hey, I was talking some serious good stuff about you last night on Jamie's
I know
Live.
you were. I heard.
Oh, did you? Oh.
I was still there.
The Empire of Rust says, I'd like to hit up the No Name Nationals as well. Sykeston is a fun drive for me. Or refer to the live at a later date. That might be to something else.
Do you want to shoot that link up there for him, Damien?
Sir?
You want to shoot that link up there for him?
It's up.
Yeah, it's there.
The no name link, John's link.
Oh, John's link, the link to the No Name Nationals.
I suppose we could have come a little more prepared.
I wasn't prepared for a John link.
I didn't even think about that.
No. Type in No Name Nationals and get the website.
Oh, right. Empire Rust.
That's 2022.
All right, so we're still waiting on a inventory list, to-do list, right, from Jamie.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We don't know what the schedule is yet because we don't know when it's going to be leaving. We could probably anticipate within the next couple weeks Jamie's going to release it though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's moving along. He's already got it running. He's just got to get it. I think he wanted to do some, maybe get the brake or the master cylinder pumping again, right?
Yeah.
And then onward and upward from there. So
Yes, sir.
and the map that you've got, you know, if there's anybody else that wants to jump in, it's not going to hurt to zigzag a little bit and go out of the way. I mean, it's not going to be obviously a crow's flight straight across the country, provided we have the time to do it. So, I mean, if somebody wants to jump in from wherever and has the transportation to do it, I wouldn't see a problem with backtracking at all. Not a whole lot, but a little bit here and there if it makes sense for that.
Yeah, we're not planning on going from Minnesota back to Arizona and then back over.
Right. That would be completely counterproductive.
A little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Lovejoy says he's almost home. Be patient. Be patient. He's almost home.
I see it. Empire Rust. We're not going to mount and do it. Foggy doesn't want it like that. She wants us to leave it the way it is. I think it's silly, but whatever. Damien, shoot me that link so that Jamie can.
I'm working on it. I use Bing and it doesn't pop up because I don't use Chrome.
No. He's talking about the link for Jamie to get in the live. So copy the link, send it to yourself in Messenger. That way you get it on your phone and then you can email it to Vic.
Okay, fine.
Or just,
I can make that a little bit easier.
Just send the link to my phone. I'll send it over to Jamie.
Right, but he has the link on his PC. He has to get it on his phone before he can send it to you.
That sounds like a mess.
Yep. We're on it. We got it.
Well,
so I have a question for you, Vic. And
go ahead, sir.
Big question. I kind of was kidding with you here last weekend, I think, or was it this weekend at Tony's Live, whenever that was. What are the ground rules on what we can or can't do to this? Is there any ground rules?
The only thing that I ask is don't mess with the paint. If you want to repair that patch between the rear wheel and the door down at the rocker, I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it the way it is once you're done with it. As far as anything else on the car, I don't really care, man. I'd love to have some buckets in it. You know, I'm 6'4". That thing's I'm not gonna be getting in it. I'm gonna be putting it on.
I sent you the link, Vic. It's on your phone.
Okay, let me send this to Jamie. If I can. How the hell do I do that? I hate technology.
You should be able to just hold your finger on the text message I sent you. Hold copy.
I'll get it. It's okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, as far as the rules, there really are no rules. I mean, just leave the paint the way it is. If you got a better working door latch, put it in there. If you want to put new rubbers on it, that's just a Michigan thing. I call them rubbers. They're tires. If you want to put new tires on it, more power to you. You know, no harm, no foul. I'm good with it.
I'll be right back.
So if I know a guy that has a 426 Hemi sitting in the corner of his garage,
that's not funny.
So did you read Fox Can Fix It's comment? He was thinking about coming up to Dana and wrenching on it once it gets there.
Dana. Oh, Dayton. Yeah, I saw that. I figured that it just, since we were going to go past your shop anyway, you could shoot your own video on it. But however you'd like to do it, man, that's fine. That's absolutely good.
Lovejoy says he has some tires he might have stashed.
Excellent. Yeah. Somebody said they had some slots that would fit it. That would be awesome.
That'd be pretty cool.
So when you were saying don't touch the paint, I know you mentioned that before, and your plan was to paint it when it gets to your shop because that's what your forte is, right?
Yeah.
Are you still leaning that way? I know there was a lot of talk that a lot of people really like the look of it just the way it is with the patina and so on. Is it?
Yeah.
Have you made that decision yet, or is it still up in the air?
Well, my better half sort of made that decision for me. She said, you're not going to paint that car. You're going to clear coat it and leave it just the way it is. Yes, ma'am. So no, I'm not. We're not going to paint it. We're going to clear coat it, and that's also Jamie's vote, and it seems to be everybody that like the general consensus too, that everybody wants it the way it is. So maybe repair the body damage, the busted grill, the dented fender and stuff, but basically leave it the way that it sits.
I'm kind of on the fence. I could see it both ways. I kind of liked your idea, but I'm kind of partial. I like black cars. I think that that would look pretty wicked in a black.
Yeah, well, that one looks absolutely villainous, man. It looks like a Bond villain car when it's in black. So
and then it's got that little trim line by the door. You know, that's usually a different color, interior color, red or something. And I think it could be bad.
Fox, I'm pretty sure it's 5-on-4. 5-on-4.
Wagon wheel spray painted black. Yeah,
it is. It's a small bolt pattern, according to, I think Jamie's the one that said that. So, but that could change too. You don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, if somebody's what like disc brakes on it, that's going to change the bolt pattern, right? I mean,
right, or just bigger spindles. Yeah.
So it's also I'd like to thank everybody that's actually donating their time to this, because for me it's kind of a learning curve thing. I've worked on cars before, but I am not a mechanic. That's why I play with Hot Wheels, you know. But learning all this stuff from you guys, and I am learning. It's an awesome education, and I genuinely appreciate it. So. 8.8 Ford axle. Sure, throw it in there. Whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you're willing to throw at the project, I'd be thrilled with.
Empire Rust has some steelies.
It's
split pattern chrome.
That's been talked about. An 8x8 or 8.8 would be perfect in there for that.
You want to bring me up to speed a little bit, because I understand what a rear end is, but why the 8.8?
So it's probably 7 1/4 in there if it's a V6 car, which is not known to be a strong rear end. So if you're going to be running on the strip, or if you got drag radials on it and you put any power to it, you could that rear end probably wouldn't hold up. It would do a V to the slant 6, unless it was performance. You know what I'm getting at. The Ford 8.8 is in a Ford Explorer. There's lots of them out there. They're readily available. And it has the same bolt pattern. Fords share the same bolt pattern as a Mopar. So it would be the 4.5-inch bolt pattern also. So just for strength. So, if you ever did V8 swap it or something down the road, or turboed it, or put some nitrous on it, whatever, the rear end would be there. So.
Gotcha.
8.8s are pretty good. Pretty good. They don't disappoint for sure.
It's from a pickup, but let me read this Lovejoy one. Installed on a limited slip before my buddy rolled the truck, so it's kind of well, like I said, man, Lovejoy. If you get the car and that's something you think will make it go better, safer, faster, whatever, then we're good with it. Junkyard D, what's your channel? I think it's called Junkyard D, isn't it?
Junkyard D.
Dougie.
At junkyard_D, I think is how it's searchable.
My fellow troll is here.
I have another question. Is the vehicle titled at this point?
Yes, as a matter of fact. The title showed up to my house Saturday morning, and I was asleep. So I'm going to have to go down there tomorrow to the post office and grab the title.
Okay, cool. And are you going to be putting insurance on it just for transportation purposes, just in case something happens, or God forbid it gets stolen? Who knows what, But
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
John's no-name site is now up.
Oh, duh. It's like, what? I got it.
Sorry.
Yeah, it'll be insured. It'll be it's not going to be anybody's fault if something dumb happens to it. You know what I mean? So I'm just grateful to be a part of this, and for anybody to give their time, that's fantastic. But when it comes to if something stupid happens to it, I'm not going to be like, well, it left your shop. Why didn't you, I mean,
Right.
What can I say?
Well, and then I don't know if there's any state by state laws where you have to have it insured if it's on a trailer. I don't even know, but some of them might, and I don't know.
Well, I know
it would be wise to have insurance on it anyways. Just
yeah. I know in Ohio, if you have a running driving vehicle that isn't moving, you can do what they used to have in Michigan, which is basic, like it's almost like a minimum insurance. It covers like tree branches falling on it and stuff.
Liability.
Thank you. Liability. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. And unless the car is driving from one spot to the next, that's probably the way I'm going to go. Is just put liability on it, covers theft, covers damage, but it's not going to, it doesn't come with roadside assistance. You know what I mean? So
that'd be awesome. They show up and that car's there.
Yeah. Yes, Doug, under the bridge. You said bride, but I understood what you meant. Is there anybody else in the comments that would like to come in to hang out and talk about this, whatnot? Jamie has the link now. My phone told me he's got the link, so he's probably trying to find a spot that he can sit down and chit chat.
Hey, Doug's here. I missed it. I was in the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
said that a minute ago.
Doug is here. No fear, the Dougster is here.
So Vic, if we wanted to send parts, or somebody wanted to send parts to the car, to the build, you have everybody's contact information, I would imagine, right? And we'll be coordinating that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but the more
about to Jamie right now, so you put it on. I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying if you want to get parts ahead of time, so as it goes down, if people want to donate,
right?
Where are you going to do that?
Which is why I need to hammer out where the next locations are, so that I can, if somebody say Doug says, "Hey man, I've got a brake booster for that one. Where's it at?" I can point him in the right direction and say, "Send it that way."
Or where's it going to be at the next stop? That way it gets there in time.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm sure you're not going to share everybody's contact information, but you've got my contact information to pass off to the next channel. There's
exactly,
no problem with
yeah.
that. So, yeah.
And I'm hoping that when the car makes the jump from one channel to the next, like whoever goes to pick it up from Jamie will be able to record that interaction. Like, here we are picking it up from Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage, and then move on to the next guy who does the same thing.
Right.
So. Yeah, passing the torch, exactly.
So, have you put any thought into any swag on the car as it's traveling down the highway?
Nothing for the car specifically, but before you got in here, I was talking with Damien and Colleen about maybe doing some T-shirts for each of the individual shops to do the stuff on the car.
Okay.
I mean, maybe talk to Tony. Tony from Gunslinger, right?
Yeah.
Maybe talk to Tony about doing a big Stone Soup logo on the back of the shirt and sending them out to the shops so that they can wear it while they're working on the car. Hey, there's a fella I know.
And
what's going on, boy?
I don't know what's going on with you.
Not much. We're trying to hammer out some of the details, parts list. Whoever's supposed to take it from you.
We should hammer that out.
Yeah, I figured that's important.
Yeah. Oh, I was just staring at it again a few minutes ago.
Oh.
Are you in your new mobile headquarters there?
No, I'm in my old mobile headquarters.
Oh.
I was out here pressure washing a car, and then the moment you sent me the link, I got a call. Anyway, it's this whole thing.
Well, Let me say it out loud and out proud. Happy anniversary, brother. That's a big deal.
Thank you. Appreciate
You're
that. Yeah, we'll be skedaddling for dinner in a little bit here. But I thought I'd drop in and say, hey.
Yes, sir. Can you give us some of the broader strokes of stuff that you're not going to work on the car? Like, I don't imagine you're going to be putting the floorboards in.
No. Yeah, broad strokes. Okay, so important things. It's going to need, like, yes, a floor. The front floors are just toasted. I don't think the back floors are much better. But I think it's a rubber mat car, and they always just, like, disintegrate. That's what happens to the floor. So there's that. There's the big hole in the passenger side quarter panel, front of the quarter panel to the rocker. That's going to need to be patched. It needs a driver's door glass. That's not in there. The passenger one is, and it's rolled down, but the driver's one is gone. And you know that'll be fun to find because it's probably two-door post specific.
Damien and I'll hit up our local junkyard. He crushes anything newer than a 95, so we might get lucky on a door glass for a Lancer.
Do you know if that glass is shared with any other models? Maybe the Valiant.
Valiant.
Wasn't there a 62 Valiant out
He's
there?
got 3 62s out there because we were talking about it for Don.
Yeah.
Well, there you
We
go.
had somebody looking for Valiant parts for sure, and yeah, he's got a couple out there.
That should be 60 to 62. I think it's two-door post specific, Valiant or Lancer. But, you know, I'm not an expert on these earlier cars.
Russell would know.
B-pillar needs to have a B-pillar. Understood.
Yeah, Hard Tops definitely did.
I know that our little rodent friends got a hold of that front seat pretty well. How's the back one look?
Oh, bad.
Okay, so seats all the way around.
Upholstery is absolutely on the list, yes.
Okay.
The windshield is actually nice, or at least good at a minimum, I think. I don't think it's all smashed up, but I don't think it's even cracked, but it does leak. It rains from the top of the windshield, so some kind of seal job there is going to have to happen.
Seals.
Hold on. Hang on. I had a good one for you. What was it? Nope, it's gone. I mean, as of now, it needs all of the brakes, master cylinder, all the hydraulics, the rubber hoses. You know, you need all that.
Okay.
I was considering trying to either do the master cylinder or free up the master cylinder so it had some kind of brakes for now to move. And I may do that, but I'm definitely not going to like go in and rebuild everything. So that's going to need to happen. I mean, you really want to clean and repack the front wheel bearings with new seals. That would be a great idea. I mean, someone needs to inspect the front end and see what things are like, you know. Once I have it running to the point that I can hopefully like limp it down the street, I'll know a little bit more about what the suspension's like. But yeah. The collar for the 3 on the tree shifter, the collar section that the shifter is hooked to is cracked. It still works, but I'm afraid if it actually like breaks, you know, that wouldn't be good. So you guys said you know where some Valiants are. If any of them are 3 on the tree, maybe consider grabbing the column.
Okay. I have 2 A-body front drums for
5-on-4.
5-on-4 from a 71. That's the whole assembly.
9-inch.
That's the knuckle. That's
They 9-inch or 10-inch? I think yours are 10-inch, aren't they?
I don't remember. 10 most likely, I believe.
Lovejoy, are you really small or just very far away?
He's a wee person.
My computer is not ideal for this.
You look way smaller in real life. Yeah, that might work. 71. I mean, it's the right bolt pattern. It's still the right upper ball joint. One more time. 71
it's a
dart.
71 dart, but it's
Yeah,
still
it doesn't
an
matter.
A-body.
71 A body. Yeah.
71 dart A-body.
So they would fit. I mean, they would definitely fit. I don't know.
Is that an improvement?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most of the bearings are pretty good in those too, because when we took them off, we did new wheel bearings, new races, you know, the works.
Nice.
I can actually kind of sort of use my job to package some stuff. Doesn't matter how heavy it is, and you know,
Get it
Nice.
shipped.
figure out a way to slap a label on it.
Yeah, and figure out who wants to do it. I mean, yeah. So if that stuff is all good, that would be great. Just nice and quick, and pop those on there, and that's definitely going to be an improvement. Whoever does that needs to check the ball joints at the same time, because if the ball joints are wasted, that is the time to do it. As of now, it still has a torsion bar broken in half, but I'm going to try and supply either one or a pair. I think I have a good pair here, so.
Okay.
I might be able to do lower. I might be able to do lower ball joints. I gotta look.
Okay. Yeah. Now those, I don't know if those are going to be the same on that later dart. I'm not hip to that.
I have the ball joints to line up with my
right with those spindles. Yeah. I think it all basically interchanges.
62. Yeah, true. Okay.
I'm not totally sure on that.
Jamie,
so
what
Jamie,
about
how does one torsion bar get broken in half?
Dude, it's something we've seen a few times, and I don't know. And it only seems to happen on cars that sit for decades and decades. But yeah, it happens.
Jamie, I have a question. What about the electronics? Now, I know that the lock cylinder or the key cylinder is gone.
Yeah, there's no key switch. So you need a key switch. I was considering just getting one of those generic like parts store ones you can get. I mean, it would work fine. The bezel is like broken around where it's supposed to be anyway, so somebody's probably going to have to get creative there.
I actually have several of those generics lying around.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're like $12 at the parts house. It's not a big deal, but yeah.
I'm just saying, when it hasn't been done, I can knock it out with it.
You should assume that nothing electric in that car works. I haven't been able to test the accessories yet. Half the headlights are smashed out of it. I haven't been able to test lights. I mean, I strongly suspect it needs like everything.
We had one fella in the comments, I think it was yesterday on your stream, mentioned that they could do wiring pretty well. I think it was Fox, but I'm not
38 POS in Nebraska says he can do pretty good wiring.
There you go. It was
Nice.
38 POS.
Now, the wiring is all there, but it's just, what kind of shape is it in? No idea.
Okay.
If Fox can fix it. If anyone out there knows where I hid my pinion seal, let me know.
Well, if there's anything else you can think of,
I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna continue thinking. The Duckster's here, or was.
So what do you think about this idea? If you've ever seen the old rat rod, since it needs a floor, is the old license plate trick, and just slap a couple license plates on there.
You're gonna need more than a couple.
Well, we're going to have a couple of states that it's going to be going through, though. So if you could start with throw a Washington one on there, throw a Montana one on there, and Idaho.
I got the first one right here. So
across country, you've got every state on there.
I didn't have to turn in mine for the minivan.
That's big brain. I like
That's
it.
actually really thoughtful idea, man. If we could do the whole floorboard,
That is clever.
I know it'd be a nightmare to do, but if we could do the whole floorboard and those license plates.
Oh, it's not.
You grab some self tappers and everybody contributes a license plate. Oh, that would be so cool.
I've got one for mine.
Nice.
Fox says the 50 state floor pan.
Yeah. Stone Soup and the 50 state floor pan. That's a book or something.
Oh no, that's a song, man.
Well, it could be a song too. A little silly for me.
I've got lying around is a 5-on-5
Patrick's here.
pattern, and it's, if I remember right, all of the internals are chromoly. Like it's a full chromoly limited slip that we put in it. It's been a while since we built it, but
Lovejoy,
just sitting under a rolled truck. I have no problem donating it if it's at all close to fit.
Well, did you say 5-on-5.5?
Yeah, it's a truck. Rear end.
I wouldn't. It's going to be way too wide unless it's massively narrowed.
That's my worry, is that it's going to be like sticking out a foot on either side. So
I wouldn't do that.
Think Lancer.
I
Someone
guess I would put it in if it wasn't going to be close.
So, yeah, I wouldn't. And the thing is, like, the little 7 1/4 that's in it, unless it's blown up now, is going to be just fine. Someone is going to need to service the rear axle fluid, the transmission fluid, and that's assuming we can test both and make sure they're usable. I bet they will be. I mean, they're not, unless it's sat in a lake or something. And from what I've seen, it doesn't have that kind of stuff going on. So, but fluids. Like I was telling Vic yesterday, I think the clutch is actually okay. That doesn't mean it's great, but it does work. So that's good. Yeah. The hood needs to be mounted. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not.
Watching your video, it moves forward, it moves backwards.
Barely, yeah.
I mean, it does what it needs to.
Hey, definitely got off the trailer.
Yes. Someone mentioned in a comment, they thought it kind of sounded like the exhaust flapper was stuck shut, and I hadn't thought about it till that point, but that's totally possible. It's something that happens on the slants a lot. So I'm going to check that, make sure it's moving. Seemed like plenty of exhaust was coming out of all the holes in the muffler, you know, so yeah, I thought it was promising, but it could be choking on its own fuse. So that's another thing I'm going to check. I'm either going to go through the 1920 that's there, or I may donate a much better Holley 1948, but that kind of opens another couple things. So, oh, hi.
Speaking of
is that the little one?
Yeah, it's the little one. Is it hi?
Hey, kiddo.
If it says hi. Yeah, it needs an exhaust. Go ahead and write that down.
Yeah. It's written. It's written down.
It's already done.
Good. Yeah.
It's lying around, so if it gets to me and it still hasn't been done, I can probably get a stab at that.
Okay.
Sick.
Stage Zero asked Jamie, is there anything engine-wise that you can think of?
Engine-wise, it needs a tune-up. I can tell you that. Plugs, wires, cap and rotor are okay. It still needs points in a condenser. And again, that I might do that, but I'm gonna see if I can get the flapper moving if it's stuck, and carburetor to the point where it'll fire up and move on the next trailer. And as I said, I do have a radiator. It needs a radiator desperately, but I think what I have is gonna work. So I will let you know for sure on those like 3-4 things when I'm done. I'm gonna do a second video, and it'll be like the rest of what I'm gonna do. That's pretty much what it is hopefully it will run okay. It might just have a cooling system, and it should be movable.
Okay.
So that's my plan.
All right.
Yeah, I know there's more that I already know. I just can't think of what it is.
How are the doors as far as opening, closing? The hinges okay?
Actually, yeah, they both open and shut. They need some lubricating, but yeah, they both work.
All right.
I haven't tried rolling the passenger glass. Like I said, it is still there. The driver's glass is gone. Yeah.
So that one rocker looks pretty rough. What about the frame rails? Are they solid?
From what I've seen, they're okay. And one thing I'm definitely going to check is the torsion mount pocket, because that's another spot that often rusts. Those, and then, front or rear rails. I don't see much rust at the front, so I think it's fine, but we'll definitely be checking the rear rails. They rust in spots like that under that back window because tree crap ends up jammed in through the rear window, and it just sits in there. And so, especially like here, that's the stuff we see all the time, and it's rainwater getting in and just sitting with all that muck, so I don't think it doesn't look like it has like horrible salt rust or anything like that. So I'll bet you if frame rails are okay.
It's definitely not a Nebraska car.
Not a Nebraska car.
Trunk pan. How's the trunk pan?
No idea.
You haven't looked in the trunk
Probably
yet?
bad. No. Gas tank. That is the big one that I haven't said yet. Gas tank. And I think it's 63. I think that tank is roughly 60 to 66. I could be wrong. Why did you drop it? Why would you do that? Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure you could get one out of a slightly newer car, and that would work. But I would not assume that we can work with what's in there. I would try and find a good one, new or good used.
Or a fuel cell in the trunk would work too.
That's also an option. And if the trunk is super rotten, then you might just prefer to do that anyway. But I like factory tanks myself.
I personally don't care for fuel cells. The moment you get a fuel cell in a car, it's less streetable, in my opinion.
Yeah. And this isn't a race car, at least yet.
Yeah. We don't want anybody to duplicate effort, though. Like if the guy before you has a fuel tank and he puts a fuel tank in, we don't want you to pull that out to put a fuel cell in.
Right.
Right. We just need to keep track of who's done what car.
Yeah. Keep progressing down the line.
When it gets switched over to the next person, oh, my camera's here.
We're about to go to grandma's.
When it gets switched to the next person, it needs to. I think a list needs to be passed along that says this is what's.
Yeah. We need to make one of those big cardboard lists and then like duct tape it to the headliner or something.
Yeah, do our best Richard Rawlings.
5D.
Yeah.
So, Vic, my main question is, what is your vision for the car? I know it's open. Who knows what it's going to end up as, but are you looking for it to be a race car? Are you looking to be your daily driver? Is it going to be your just go to the car show? Do you want it good gas mileage? Do you know what I mean? Just kind of an overview of what you intend it to be. Whether that's how it's going to end up, we don't know. But
Dependable.
Dependable is the biggest thing. Okay. But yeah, I wouldn't mind being able to tell Foggy, hey, we got a few extra bucks. Why don't we hop in the Valiant? Oh my God. Hop in the Lancer and head over to White Castle or something, I wouldn't mind being able to do that.
Or a local park, cars and coffee.
Yeah.
right.
I don't see the car becoming I don't see it being the twisted Duster. You know what I mean? As far as
it's not a restoration. It needs to just be dependable.
As far as vision for it, no, I don't have a clear vision. I am thrilled to be a part of something that is bigger than me, and involving all these wonderful people.
And that's kind of when we opened up here. That's why I asked what the do's or don'ts are. Is there anything that we can't do? And a good example, we're talking about a rear end. If somebody puts a real steep gear in, that's going to not be as treatable. So would you want to do that or not? And that kind of thing. So.
Oh yeah, no. As long as so I guess to narrow a little bit of focus, I think making the car street worthy is a good thing. If it goes fast, great. If it doesn't, and it's still running on the old beat up 225 slant six, I'm fine with that too. As long as I can drive it out on the road.
At least has to beat Turbo Tom's 17-second down the quarter.
I think that's doable. I mean, to me, a car like this, it's not like a muscle era one where, hey, if someone's got a good small block and a set of headers and someone else has a 727 with a stall and someone else has a good axle, we can just drop all those parts in. No, we can't because they don't really fit. So it's not going to be a race car unless someone is going to dump insane time into it. And there's going to be a lot of hackery involved, So to me, this car is best served with the original slant with, if someone has slant go fast parts, great. But I would just focus on making it a working car with what's there. So it's not a race car, right?
Right.
And I don't think it's really a restoration. I know you wanted to paint it, and that's obviously still up to you and all that. But personally, I love the look of the damn thing. I think it's really cool. So, to me, it's not a restoration either. So the focus that I envision is making it work, and there are a lot of different projects on there that need done to make that happen. It seems like there are a lot of willing people. So, yeah. That would be that's my view of what's best for this car. But again, it's not mine. It's yours, and I know there are a lot of different sets of hands involved. So that could certainly change.
Even if somebody had a 426 Hemi for it,
that's not.
Well, I've got a Sawzall.
I got to run, guys.
You didn't see it, Jamie. You didn't see it, but he started the stream with, "Hey, Vic, guess what? There's a 426 sitting in my buddy's place." I'm like, really? Like, why would you do that? Oh, hey, what date is it?
Nice. Hey, my phone's dying, and I gotta go to dinner, so I also have to run.
Roger that.
But anyway,
Good night, Jamie.
there is the short list, and there's definitely more, and I'll try to hone in on other things I could say will definitely need done.
Okay.
But those are most of the important ones right there.
One more thing before you go. You mentioned that you might know somebody down in Oregon that could take it after you.
Did I?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure that was me?
I'm pretty sure.
I was
somebody in the comments. I don't
Okay,
think it was me.
Anyway, if you can think of anybody in your area that's either southwest or west of you, run it
I
by.
think I know anyone down in Oregon. No idea.
Anyway,
My brain's so fried, dude. I don't even know.
well,
It's Monday,
go eat some
right?
supper. Yeah.
All right.
Have fun. Tell
Okay,
Tom
take it easy.
parts.
All right, we'll do. Yeah, I'll be stealing more too, so don't worry.
See you, man.
All right, see you guys.
Bye. I accidentally kicked Lovejoy out there for a second. Man.
I was about to say what happened to the other guy. Yeah, this guy.
I'm no longer welcome.
I don't know what happened to Junkyard D though. He's not even in the. I think he got mad. I called him a jerk for playing that trick on me.
Hey Vic.
Yes,
Stage Zero Garage has got a good comment. Can you see that one?
I imagine you'll be doing regular Stone Soup live streams. That way the current team can explain what they're doing and the next team can prepare for their turn, or just make it a surprise.
Yeah, I'd like to. The problem is we're poor and StreamYards is money that we don't have right now.
I do like the list idea on like the front seat of the vehicle, you know, so when Love gets it, he's got a list of, okay, let me see what I can tackle and what I'm best at, you know, that kind of thing.
Right. It would make it a hell of a lot easier on us when it gets to different people. I also was thinking, if I'm not mistaken, I think Geneva is actually east of me, not west of me, and that's where 38 POS is roughly.
Well, again, once we get everybody in line and I actually know the address is 38, then we'll be able to more accurately tell where it's going.
I missed the map part of that. You pulled the map up and then I ran into a store quick, so I didn't see any of that.
Not a huge deal. It's
you can pull the map back up, can't you, Vic? I mean, there's new people in here.
Going to Dalton at PBG yet?
I can only hear one of you at once. Go ahead, Lovejoy.
Okay, sorry about that. Do we know if it's going to Dalton at PBG yet?
Dalton said that he would take it, but he wasn't sure what he was going to do with it. Okay. He said, if nothing else, I'll put a sticker on it.
Like I said in the email, I'm more than happy to run it down to OKC for him.
Okay. Well, Dalton seems to be the kind of guy that he wouldn't be offended if somebody like swung by and dropped it off and said, "Hey, how you doing?" And then, yeah. So what all happened to 30 or what happened to freaking Junkyard D?
I think he said he had to leave.
Yeah, I don't see him in chat or anything. So,
Empire of Rust, my email is pinned to the top of your comments up here if you need to get a hold of me. Damien, would you mind putting the link back in for anybody that may need it?
This is to jump in on the chat. If you're available to work on the vehicle, transport the vehicle, wash the vehicle, anything. Doesn't matter.
And don't wash too hard. It might go through. So anyway, so Jamie's going to be doing a few more minor things on the car. Well, one major thing, and that's the torsion bars. But it needs some stuff, that's for sure. My biggest concern, I think, would be the brakes more than anything.
Chris was in the chat.
Buster Rados here.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Stopping in for a minute. He's going to listen while he's in the shop.
Absolutely. Dude, that guy, I love that guy. Yeah, that Homer video, man, where he was shaking the camera, that was just awesome. I can't wait to see that car in real life. But
if somehow the brakes haven't been tackled by the time they get to me, I actually really do enjoy hydraulic brake work, and I know that's a really weird thing to say, but I like working with hydraulic brakes.
Well, everybody has their own catharsis.
You might be able to get away with the hard lines, depending on their shape, as long as there's no pinholes and stuff like that. It's
definitely going to need soft lines.
Yeah, definitely needs soft lines. I understand that.
Okay.
Possibly a cylinder here or two.
So if we can verify that the car is going to go to Lovejoy, we can sand the 2 front drums that we have from the dart, plus the lower ball joints that I believe are still on it.
Yeah,
They're still on the spindle with the drum. We can send all of that to Lovejoy.
for the next
he
stop.
can go and he can put them on.
Yeah, and you can bleed them from there. All of that. Most of what I have on the front end of my A-body drum sets, everything's pretty much been gone through. Springs, pads, or shoes.
The hardware kit.
Yeah, it's been done. It should be pretty much take off what he's got, put these on, and you should be good to go. Should be.
Chris, it's the stone soup discussion about the car that we're running from Seattle over to Dayton. This is basic discussion about finding parts, finding shops, what everybody's going to do, the parts list, and what needs to be done. That's all it is. Yeah. So anybody who can help with the build, transportation, funds, parts, whatever the other shops will need, they're more than welcome to help. And if they're not on the route, then we'll figure out a way to get the parts or whatever they donate to the shops that are running the actual build.
I mean, it's stone soup. I mean, if you don't
go, where are you guys located along the route? Just out of curiosity.
We're not on the route. We're not on the route. Like I said, we have quite a few A-body parts that may or may not fit a Lancer. We're talking 10 years difference, but back then they didn't change a whole bunch. They may or may not fit, but either way, we've got stuff laying around that could. I mean, like I said, love if it comes to you in the next week or so, I can work on shipping this stuff, this stuff now or month. We've got 170 days. We got time. I say we've got time. We ain't got time.
Yeah, where's the clock?
We ain't got time. It's right there. No. We ain't got time. I mean, we do, but we don't. It depends on how things go. But yeah, no, I'm completely capable of sending some A-body parts that are in decent shape,
Original.
Let me bring you guys. Let me bring Chris up to speed. Okay, so Chris, we had a car donated to our channel from Scott from Heaven's Moparts. It's a '62 Lancer, 225 slant 6, 3 on the tree, 2-door. The car is hideous, but it's so awful that it's got like this odd beauty to it. It's the road toed Virgil Exner era Chrysler. What we're doing is we're bouncing, because the shops are so far apart and we're poor. We're bouncing the build from individual shops over on the West Coast. Right now, it's actually with Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage. Back over to Ohio. Everybody throws a piece on the car or some labor, or they throw they do the gear oil in the rear end. Just something that they can do on their channel. They get connected to the links. There's going to be a playlist. They can do whatever they want on it. They can shoot whatever they want on it, and then they pass it off to the next guy. That's it.
I didn't see your comment.
So, Patrick, you are more than welcome to do it, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on. Yeah, Patrick, is he on the route? I mean, if we have a wiring guy somewhere in,
I want to try and get Patrick and 38 together.
Yeah, that's kind of a decent little bit of a route, maybe.
2 hours west of Victor.
2 hours west of Victor. He is on the route. Okay, yeah. So
right, you're in Indianapolis, aren't you?
he can at least get the wiring, fairly reliable is the best term I can come up with.
Up whatever 38 can't do. Yeah.
He's in. He's in
Indiana.
Indiana.
Sorry, I just got a text from Mr. Murphy, who donated the car. Or not Mr. Murphy. Mr. Murphy, but that is not the Scott that I was thinking of.
Lovejoy, do you happen to have a proportioning valve laying around? Maybe.
Shouldn't need it.
No.
Specifically for a Mopar, but I might have a adjustable aftermarket one.
No, there should already be one on there. It should be fine.
Well, I mean, sometimes I was just thinking about brakes and stuff like that. It could be something that needs to be replaced. Who knows? I understand the blocks don't. Yes. I understand the blocks don't usually go bad, but you never know.
Riley's pretty good about stocking old stuff too, because there's nothing to do around here except keep old cars running. There's literally less than 2,000 people in this town, and the next town over has 300. So.
Well, I mean, if it's running drums all around, don't you want a proportioning valve over a combination valve?
It really depends. Like I said, I think I have an adjustable proportioning valve, so if we need to replace it, I'll just throw that on there. Okay. Yeah, questions.
Chris, I don't believe you're on the route. If I remember right, you're in northern Kentucky. That's actually southeast of us. That's not to say that the route can't make a loop and come back up, but man, anything you can do to help. If you want to, chuck some window glass at it, whatever, so no worries. I wanted to share this. This is the Honchero as it sits right now. Tell me that doesn't look all kinds of evil.
He's making a mud bogger out of that one.
Yeah, no, that thing's ready for the Baja 3000.
Man, Scott's going crazy with that one.
I'm hoping I make it on sub so I can actually compete, because I got the okay from the wife last night when she got home. She said if we have to leave our child with one of our family members for the week, we're going. So
we'd love to have you, man.
Start doing some shorts. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I can say. Start doing some shorts. Do stupid shorts.
Roger that. Thank you, Empire Bros.
Stupid short. I know where the front bumper of my car is. Do you know where yours is? He pulled up with his Mustang behind his Dart, got out, looked at it, and went, "Oh shit!
I'm closer than I thought. I'm closer than I thought."
But he didn't hit it. He got 4,000 views on that.
Some stupid comments.
Stupid stuff.
I was trying to parallel park the van.
There you go.
Hey,
15-minute video on parallel parking the van.
I love it. He just hasn't quite gotten the hang of that.
Hey, Patrick, you wanna come up or what? Jesus, guys, calm down. It's okay.
Bring Patrick in.
There's a link for Patrick right there.
He comes up. More power to him. I've been trying to say that for about the last 3 minutes.
Chris, we're working on a list as we speak.
Yes.
He said I have a new number. Someone email me a needed parts list.
Well, the new number thing makes sense because, I've tried for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, you have my number, so send me a message.
He's got a new phone. He might not have.
No, he said he has a new number, not a new phone.
It could be both. You never know.
Isn't that kind of sort of the same thing? I ain't got nobody's number.
Well, hot dogs never bored. Good for you, man.
Shorts get subs. They definitely do.
The next closest stop to you right now, I think, would probably be either us or Levi down at Levi's Backyard Performance in Rising Sun, Chris. Jason. Speak of the devil. If you want to get up here, the link is up there. Hello, Patrick.
Patrick is here.
How are things?
It's a Monday.
Is Jackie baking cookies?
It is a Monday.
Nope, she's sitting right here, making sure she stays off camera.
Yeah. Foggy's the same way. She did my mohawk up right like 30 seconds before we went on. I want that to look straight. Like my whole head's not straight. Come on.
Nobody's head straight.
Mine is a little lopsided to the left. Lots and lots of impacts from the left side. So anyway, what do you think, Patrick? Good idea? Bad idea? You digging it? Want to be a part, etc.?
Sure, I can do something. I say I'm really good at wiring, welding, taking cars apart, putting them back together. I can pretty much do anything once it gets here.
Okay. Well, if you're game, man, it does need a little bit of body. It definitely needs some love on the floor pans.
Just a little bit of body work.
But man, I'm kind of digging that idea about the multi-state floor license plate thing. If we can make that happen, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, we can't steal them from Chris. He won't let us.
Right? We're gonna sneak into his garage and take his license plates.
We need a couple of these. Yeah, that's from the first one.
White plate.
Sneaking into Johnny Tran's garage to take license plates.
If I can find it, I have.
Chris, I just sent you an email.
The Model T license plate off of an old truck at the farm that I might throw on your floorboard.
Man, if it's off an old Model T, that.
Well, there's only half of it.
Oh well,
I don't have the whole plate. I just remember when I pulled it off of before they scrapped it. There was a tree growing through the engine bay.
Well, that's cool.
We've seen a few of those.
Jason, do you want to come up? The link is above your comment in the description.
I can post it again if I need to.
No,
I'll
it's
probably
okay.
go ahead and
Patrick to the list.
somebody else have a spot. It's good talking to you. If breaks aren't done by the time they get to me, I will absolutely do them. I love breaks.
Roger that. We'll try to do some coordination and make sure that things happen for you, man. We appreciate all the help.
Yep.
All right. So we got to add Patrick to the list.
Guys, if somebody can pull the bulkhead connector apart and send me the front wiring section, I can go through all that, do the front and the rear, just unplug it at the bulkhead connector for the front, and then on the rear just unplug it down at the kick panel, take the whole rear harness out.
What are you talking about, rewiring the whole car?
Oh heck no, I like using the old wiring. I hate the new wires.
Say, man, that's
But he's still basically going to give you a rejuvenated whole wiring.
Yeah, rebuilding the wiring, so to speak, without replacing it.
Yeah, I'd say that's kind of, I've done, man, probably a half a dozen now.
Some of the connectors, what I've seen on some Mopar stuff is, replacing connectors is really not too difficult as long as the plastic's not too melted.
Right. I've got enough stuff around here. I probably got all those connectors somewhere.
Yeah.
Wiring
Patrick,
just sounds
where
like
are you?
He said something South Wyoming.
No. He said Indian. He's in Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
You're in Indianapolis, aren't you? You're like.
No, I'm near Fort Wayne.
Oh, you're a little north of us. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Well, that's that helps fill in the gap between indirect connection and.
Yeah.
By a dam site, actually.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Wiring is fun unless there's a computer
No
involved.
computers here.
I
computers
agree.
here. The only computer is the not the what's that little
Junkyard D.
See, there's not miles of wire in that car.
Traffic Transit Garage
Hey,
is here.
Jay's here.
Jay is here.
that guy. If you guys want to come up on the panel, the link is above you in the list, unless Amy wants to put it back up.
I can post. Yeah, I'll post it. Yeah, right here.
Patrick, since you're here, I thought, I did put it on the card, and it's in the blister. So,
Oh, sweet! I like that.
so I'm currently working on that other project. It's sitting over there right now in paint.
Sure, I know. I know how that goes.
Yeah. So that's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah. If you can get me some of the wiring, I can have that all proofed out. And one of the other things I can do is I can probably take out the whole dash harness, bulkhead connector, and all.
Well,
And
what you're talking right now is kind of Greek to me, man. I understand the mechanicals, but the wiring is like I might as well be, working on the Enterprise.
No, that's all. That car's like low tech, so it's easy to work on.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I like to take it all apart because if I take it all apart, then I can actually get it cleaned. I'll actually individually take out all the connectors in the bulkhead connector and clean them all. That's the number one spot to have a problem. So
right.
yeah, I can get all that fixed up. It'll be probably better than when it was new.
Man, that's killer.
That'd be huge, yeah. and then that'll help with a whole bunch with ignition, this and that, and lights, blah blah blah. Yeah, the whole shebang.
Wiring is in 2 to 3 chunks: engine bay, dash, and body.
Yep.
Well, there you go. I don't know. It's like I said.
It's actually a couple more chunks than that because right now if the car's running, you could leave the dash harness in and take the front headlight harness out and all of the lights to the rear of the car, and the car will still run just fine.
I can do the same with my dart, so to speak.
Yeah. You can unplug it from the bulkhead for the headlights, and then do it down at the kick panel, driver's side kick panel, and plug the whole rear harness right out of the car.
Yep.
The more you know.
Oh yeah. So you should see my buddy's Duster. At one point, I had his whole car. Every bit of wiring out of it was in his garage, and there was no car in the garage. But we went through the whole thing.
Sounds like a nightmare.
It was. I think I had 4 wiring harnesses to make one.
Wow.
And then he changed the dash harness. He wanted to put a 67 Dart. It was a 72 Duster, and he put a 67 Dart instrument cluster in it. We put the car all back together, and he's like, "Car won't start." I'm like, "What do you mean car won't start?" He says, "I turn the ignition key and the horn beeps." I'm like, I'll be in. I come in. Sure enough, you turn the ignition key, and every time you turn the ignition over to start, the car would beep. And I said, "Okay, hold the ignition key so the horn's beeping, and then hit the horn button." Car fired right up.
That's great.
Have to make the connection. Start it
That's
up.
like that's like some Grand Tour. Oh God, what was the other Top Gear trickery going on there?
Yep. So yeah, I went underneath the dash, pulled 2 wires out of the bulkhead connector, and switched them, and everything was fine. So there was apparently between 67 and 72, there's 2 wires that are switched.
Well, I'm glad you understand it, man, because it's like I said, I might as well be trying to figure out how to make the space shuttle work.
Yeah, I can do that. We can get that fixed up, no problem.
Okay.
Hey, Dick,
yes, ma'am.
do we have anybody in Missouri?
As far as I know, just Dalton, but again, we're trying not to throw too much at him.
Right. Which part of Missouri is Dalton in?
He's just south of Kansas City, which, if I remember correctly, is about central.
So he's all the way up there. So we come from Nebraska over to Kansas City, down to Arkansas City, where Lovejoy's at. Does anybody know what city Dust Devil's in? Because I'm almost
He's near St. Louis. He's near St. Louis.
He's near St. Louis. Okay.
And that's where Twisted
Right.
Mopar is too.
Okay.
I don't know, Dennis. Do you want? If you're still in here, would you like a slice of this?
I've got 2 other people that I'm trying to get involved in this. I need to get a little bit farther south.
Lovejoy says
we'll just have to see how it goes.
Lovejoy said he's in Nebraska.
Yeah. No,
Somebody said-
Lovejoy's not in Nebraska.
Yes, he is. He says he is. Come on, calm down.
Who was the guy that was
Here,
in
let me bring
Arkansas
Chad
City?
Let me get you a bigger chair.
Who was the one that said he was in Arkansas
Well,
City?
Anyway,
We were looking it up. Oh, the Rust guy.
Yeah, the Rush guy says he was Arkansas City.
Empire Rust.
Pretty close
Empire
to Oklahoma.
Rust. There you go.
Pretty
Empire
close to
Rust
Oklahoma.
is down there. Okay.
Really close to Oklahoma.
are you guys mapping as we go?
No, not really. I
mapping.
mean, I'm actually looking at a map, so I'm trying to like draw points and look at what I've got written down and pay attention to what in the hell he's doing over here, squirreling shit around.
I
So-
got you.
I don't know what she's talking about, but okay.
Patrick, is there any transportation possibilities around there? Do you know anybody, or maybe you have a trailer that you'd be willing to? Go ahead.
I say I should be able to find somebody.
Okay. Well, if hey Tim, if they would like and they happen to have a channel, regardless of whether or not they have a channel, they're still going to go on the car. It's somewhere as a thank you. But
It could be one of your viewers that wants to work on the car. It doesn't make a difference. I mean, you don't have to actually have a channel.
Exactly. But if they don't have a channel, they don't have a logo. So unless they get a shop, the idea is their name goes on.
I don't have a channel.
Yes, you do with him.
Well, I do, but technically, as far as YouTube's concerned,
It's my channel.
it's his channel. I'm Colleen Tebow when I actually post up there. I'm not Mopars, Mustangs, and Minivans M3 or Mama Mopar, any of that. So
M3+1.
yeah, M3+1.
Don't worry, Lovejoy. Like I said, even if you don't have a logo, you're still going to go on the car. But
yeah.
I was more talking like if one of our subscribers says, "Hey, I can help get it from this point to this point," then they're going to go on the car.
Yep.
This isn't. It's not
Refresh their name.
exact. Well, I'll probably rattle can it, but
Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
But the idea is that everybody gets a slice, everybody gets credit, and the only thing I'm winding up with is the car. So everyone else that has their channel stuff, they get connected with other channels, a bit of community, So
Empire Rust. You have an interesting channel name.
It is interesting. We've got Mopars and a Mustang, a couple of minivans, maybe a school bus or a mini bike or a mini truck. We've got a lot. We've got a lot going on around here.
about 2/3 of a minivan too.
Yeah.
Well, just keep me in the loop, and I'll do my part. You guys take her easy. I'm going to jump off.
Absolutely.
All right, night,
I'll
Patrick.
contact you email.
Hey, everybody.
Have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Hope to see ya. Bye.
So I saw Rabbit Transit in here, but he hasn't said much now. Anybody else wants to come up and discuss the video or the build? We'd love to have you. If not, then we'll cruise along for 7 or 8 more minutes, and if we don't have any other bites by then, we'll shut it down. But tell your friends, tell folks that work on cars, like, hey, this is a cool project that's coming through. Yeah, come on up, Empire.
Well, for those that don't understand exactly what stone soup means, stone soup starts out like this. You have a visitor that comes into a village, and he's asking these villagers, basically, nobody wants to share anything. So this particular individual says, look, I've got this soup that has a stone in it. And one villager comes by and says,
I have some carrots at the house. Let me go get my carrots.
What are you cooking? What do you have? What are you making? Oh, I'm making stone soup. And this particular villager says, oh, I can make your soup a little bit better. And they throw some carrots in. And another villager comes by and says, oh, what are you making? Oh, I'm making stone soup. And this villager says, oh, I've got some cabbage I can throw in there. And it carries on. Eventually, at the end of the story, everybody that worked on the stone soup gets a little taste of stone soup. That's like, everybody gets a little taste. And it's beautiful. It's freaking beautiful.
I didn't want to interrupt. John Wilburn.
Yes, John Wilburn. He knows the story a little better than I do. But fine.
So, Indirect Connection and Empire of Rust are both. Well, I don't know if Indirect Connection said he was going. No, he said he's eating. But Empire of Rust is going to come up here in a moment.
Yep.
So, anyway, yeah, that's the concept, folks. We're thrilled to death that this is happening. Jamie's already done a good chunk of work. Scott, God love him, one of the nicest guys on YouTube, donated the car. So we're excited, man, just to even have a part of this. So we're gonna try like hell to make it. Sorry, I just caught Fox's comment. We're gonna try like hell to make it as easy on everybody as we can, and to make it beneficial for everyone too. There he is. What happened to you?
I had to run out.
Oh, okay.
So I'm back. Glad you missed me.
Mm.
You'll never guess. I had to drive over to a buddy's shop, and you'll never guess what he's going to do.
I'm not doing that again.
Let me guess. You picked up a 426 Hemi.
Right.
That's just mean, man.
Lottery ticket.
That's just mean.
I know it was. That's what made it funny.
God.
No, I just shot you an email though. I shot you an email if you can open that up.
Okay. On the phone or on the? Do you want to share it?
Take a look at it. I guess you can share it if you want, but it's in your email. I don't have your phone number. I don't think.
I will be contacting everyone with everyone that's taking part. Oh, that's awesome. Did you do that?
This is my idea. What's that?
Did you do that?
Yeah, just for the fun of it. It's just kind of a crude way of doing it. But that's what I was asking earlier, and we got kind of sidetracked. I was talking about swag, and that's what I meant. Is make that thing a billboard of some kind, so that when it's going down the road, it's got your link channel on there. It's got a QR code on it, and it's got the tagline. I came up with one. I don't know if you like it. There was some talk of some different taglines, community across the country or something like that. So, just an idea. But I think it should be a traveling billboard for the Stone Soup project.
Let me see if I can't bring it up here. Maybe. I don't know. I hate technology. There we go. Okay. I think I figured it out. Aha! Can you see it?
There you go.
Yeah, I can see that. Everybody should be able to.
Oh, and that's a different car. I was going to actually, after Jamie posted his video, I used the actual car on there and put it behind it. But
that looked like a giant.
Perfect concept, though. So what I'm seeing, it has your linked YouTube channel on there to functional histories and a QR code, so it goes right to your channel. So if anybody wants to see it and see what's happened to it, that kind of thing. I think what you need to do then, if you do something like this, is have a nice introductory video right on your homepage. So when it pops up, it starts talking about the project, explaining what Stone Soup is, what channels are involved in it, you know, so on down the road, and grab their attention, then go into the playlist from there, from all of the updates from every channel and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, no, I know what Junkyard is talking about. You actually, YouTube gives you an option to put a particular video. So somebody clicks on functional histories, and it takes them to your main normal page, and it will automatically play a specific video that you can force them to basically watch. That's what he's talking about. You have this, like mine right now is the second No Name Nationals photo shoot thing. That's mine, but yeah, I know what he's talking about. Yeah.
It's in the what do you call it? The studio. You can set it up in there, and I think you can set it to just new users or new people to the channel. So if I go back and look at your channel, I don't have to watch that same video 100 times, but it's for new people too, or whatever. So
okay, yeah, that's a thought.
The Empire of Rust has entered the building.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I am pleasant. Pretty dirty.
Well, that's a good day then, right?
Well, you know, it's a pretty good day. This is the desk. It's a 71 satellite wagon, and it's the only thing I could find that was about high enough for my seat.
Okay. Well, as you do.
So, as for like, so just clarify, I am the one down in South Kansas, spitting distance to Oklahoma, and I have a 74 Chevy Wrecker. I love towing the heck out of things, and I don't mind driving far to tow. So even if you need it relayed from one place to another, I can probably drive the old girl out there and haul it.
Okay. Well, yeah, man, we're definitely going to need at least once or twice to transport. Indirect Connection has the ability in July to take it all the way from Seattle, which it won't be there by then, but all the way back to not Minneapolis. What did I say? Wisconsin. I can't remember the name of the town in Wisconsin.
One of them places up yonder.
Yeah, up yonder. Yeah. So at some point he's going to get the car, but we're hoping that he doesn't have to go all the way out to Washington to get it. You know what I mean? So we're trying to fill in the gaps wherever we can. So definitely transportation is a big chunk of this.
And license plates. I collect them, so I got a whole mess of license plates.
Well, if you're willing to give them up, man, throw them in the trunk as you drag it for whomever's going to put the floor in.
Well, heck, you might need somebody to patch the trunk too. So
right.
More license plates for the trunk.
It's a valid point. So
when James Bond decided to throw license plates as a decoy.
It would be rather ironic to be hauling the thing down the road and the whole floor falls out and there's just license plates everywhere.
Especially if you're being followed by a cop.
Good Lord. Good Lord. They're like, you're supposed to put those on the vehicle. Well, they were a minute ago.
Some of them plates might feel like bananas if you hit the brakes the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah, no joke.
Well, that's killer, man. Like I said, we genuinely appreciate it. And anything that anybody can do. I've got some personal chores to do, updating the map and looking into what Junkyard D suggested there as far as the QR code. And now I've got to figure out. I can do
that, Vic. I already got. In fact, that one that's on that picture, that is actually a functioning QR code for your channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is this another April Fool's thing?
Yeah, scan it. See what happens.
Hey, Scott, how are you, man?
You can do it. I did it on my screen. If you hold up your camera and just hold it, it'll pull up your link to your channel.
It's
really?
He just pushes it onto a PayPal account for himself.
Right.
That's how it's going.
Come on. You're ruining the fun.
Oh, man. I do what I can.
But I where I get my stickers from, they have a QR generator, and you can create a sticker of just your QR code. I've got a little mini one on my sticker. But
All right,
that
should
would
have
be,
the
if we could make a bigger one, like a 1 foot square or something. Guys, get up. I'd be willing to get that ready and shoot that up to whoever, to Jamie or whatever the next stop is, so they can throw it on there right away.
Jamie's still going to have the car for a couple of weeks, so it'll probably be him. However, I have the ability to print pretty big and cut it out. If you're willing, more power to you. But it might actually, it might work out better if you did it, because I'm going to have to wait until Friday to get the materials I need for it. So.
Okay, and they're not exactly quick. It usually takes a week or two to get them to print it, get it out the door, and that kind of thing. So,
Junkyard Necromancer just joined.
so do you do vinyl graphics? You mean?
I'm sorry.
You can do vinyl graphics on there. So like your URL string.
Yeah, I can print on vinyl, but it comes out terrible. I was thinking more along the lines of we've got several things over here that can cut out vinyls. So I was thinking just a big right over the top of the.
This is what we did. This isn't. It doesn't have to be complicated. These are just some like poster board stuff we slapped in the windows while we were traveling to No Name Nationals.
If it's me, I've got to make it look pretty.
Is just print out the QR code on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and laminate it.
Or just tape it on the inside of the window.
On the back of the car and say, find out where this car is going next.
Howdy, Scott.
You know?
It
doesn't have to be fancy.
Yeah. Junkyard Necromancer, if you'd like to come up, man, the link is right above you. Well, not the email, but above that.
No, I'm posting it now. I got
with
you. It's
that
right
QR
here.
Code thing,
Scott might join too.
I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't hear you.
With that QR code thing, if I can't turn it on with a screwdriver, I don't know if I could work that.
Right. Might be a little complicated. No, that's not a bad idea. Junkyard D, I'm assuming I can blow that up or shrink it down however I need to, and it'll still function.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I can shoot it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea, dude. I'll blow it up, and I have some manipulation software for like animation and things like that I could probably use to blow it up and make it look professional. Follow Stone Soup, but
I still have a QR code on the back of my Mustang that goes to the GoFundMe. Like anyone, no matter where I go, somebody's gonna see that and be like,
we both had QR codes.
Yeah, all they gotta do is
GoFundMe.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah,
Gotcha.
It's not that hard.
QR codes are actually. I wish they were a bit more popular with how things are going. I mean, it's so simple to just go up and. Oh, okay.
A lot of people don't understand how they work, though, and they're simple.
And all they have to do is just turn their camera on. So you put a little thing that says "Turn your camera on." Look at this.
And it'll pull up the link.
Now, is there a way to make like a QR code or something with the completed list, like of what we're needing to do to the car?
As I understand it, all you have to do is connect that to something, a link or whatever that.
I would have to look into that. I like that idea, Mike. I like that idea.
We need to talk to Scarlett.
Because then we could each just zap the barcode and be like, "Yay, we've got
this is what I need. Right. This is what I need." Yeah, so I like that.
Let us see if we can get a hold of Scarlett. For those of you that don't know, Scarlett, the 4i CUDA, is a major computer geek, and he might be able to set something up like that where you get a password to get in, and then you can add what you've done and what it still needs, and make it shareable between everybody. I'll shoot him a message and see what we can get on that.
I think it would be just as easy just to have let Vic. I mean, that's kind of your job, is to coordinate everything and put them. Just shoot an email over to him. This is what I need. Like you're saying, and let him update it. That way, you don't have to have different people going in and out and that kind of thing. But
yeah.
I didn't see when he joined with the Necromancers here.
If you had a website placeholder, that's all you'd need is for another QR code to go to that list. But you'd have to have a website, somebody's website, like Tony's or.
Yeah, no, I agree, Junkyard D. Yeah, that QR code has to go somewhere.
Right.
Not to somebody's. Well, there might be a way to get it to go to a Dropbox. Can we do a Dropbox QR code?
Well, you know what you can do is just do a video of it. If you got a list and just video it, pop that video up, and that's in the playlist.
To the YouTube video.
And
yeah,
that
then
theoretically,
it's on his page, you know.
If every person that has their hands on the car releases a video prior to it making it to the next destination, then everyone's going to be able to follow along and know what's been done.
Yeah, that was my idea with the playlist. But since we're talking about the QR code thing to connect everything together, yeah, just hitting one visual that takes you to all of it would make it a lot easier.
No Names national announcer Ron Ward is in the building.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Well, hello, Ron Ward. Well, Junkyard Necromancer, welcome to the mess.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're in far western Montana, right?
I am. And just so you know, I only have like 10 or 15 minutes.
No worries, man. We're kind of just brainstorming, figuring out the logistics, that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. So far west Montana, I am 3-ish hours away from Spokane.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I don't know about the rest of the state. Who else is around that could help?
Well,
how far are you from Missoula? I'm sorry, Vic.
Go ahead.
I am 3.5 hours ish from Missoula. Do you know somebody in Missoula who wants to help?
No, I knew somebody in Missoula, but they're not there anymore. So I was just trying to get my bearings.
Oh, yeah. No, I am northwest of Missoula a ways.
Chris said he just subbed to you, Junkyard Necromancer.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, not Chris. Scott.
I think I got your channel yesterday. I think I saw that on the list. The ones on Jamie's stream.
Oh, Stage Zero Garage has got a good point too. Editing sucks.
Yeah, editing is terrible.
That's a fact.
Well, I don't know if you were paying attention there, Necromancer, but Jamie was on a little earlier, and he kind of gave us the Cliff's Notes about things that it absolutely needs. It's pretty extensive, but nothing out of a capable mechanic's realm, you know. So I've got a list right here. I'm going to send that to everybody. Of course, the biggest things are, you know, it needs floorboards. It needs a gas tank. It definitely needs some electronic work, which actually mostly old parts and rust. Patrick, he said that he would handle the wiring. So there's a lot of stuff that folks can do individually, but I think we're going to take the idea of the parts list and QR code it. So when it gets to the next guy, all he's got to do is hit the parts or hit the QR code with his phone, and there will be a complete list of everything that still needs to be done.
Okay. What's the kind of the vision for the car? Is it going to be a restoration? Is it going to be a rat rod? Is it going to be just whatever we can do to get it to run and drive, or like what's the vision? What's the idea?
Yes.
Okay.
So the idea is running and driving. Okay. Something that's roadworthy, fun to look at, fun to drive, but not crazy. I can't take a drag car out here on Gettysburg Avenue. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can, but you'll get arrested, but you know, whatevs.
Well, there's some pretty nasty speed bumps on Gettysburg Avenue, man. I think it'll take flight. But Anyway, it's the idea is just to get it running and driving, bring it back to life. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's never going to be beautiful. I mean, it is a road toad, but functional, everything working, windows that roll up, headlights that work,
Yeah.
brakes that stop.
Stopping is more important than going.
Right.
So another thing I was thinking on, I've seen a lot of really interesting builds in the past where they patch the body rust with like signage and license plates, stuff like that. So, we could put a lot of license plates in this thing.
Yeah.
I've got a stack of license plates in my garage.
So do I.
That makes two of us.
Seems to be the going thing. I think by the time it gets here, it'll be mostly just license plates.
Although I think the crying shame part of it is the vast majority is Kansas. So at least in my collection, I got a few from other states, but I got a whole bunch of Kansas.
Well, I don't care where they're from. 38, jump in. Why don't you come on up? Yes, it is a 3-pedal car. And you guys I am going to, once I actually get the car, because I can drive a 4 on the floor. Well, I can drive a stick very well. But for whatever reason, when you change the axis of where the stick is at, my brain misfires. And I look like a monkey trying to open up a package of freaking Doritos or something like that.
Oh, my goodness. 3 on a tree is a blast. I love driving them.
Well, yeah, I'm going to record the video so everybody can laugh at the old fat guy.
Hey, I'll try to get my video done with my wife. I got to teach her how to drive the old 56. It's 3 on a tree. So I'll have a training guide for you.
There you go. Yeah. 38, are you going to come up? Yes, no. I also, Necromancer, I also spoke with Whitties. He said that he's perfectly willing. So,
sweet.
You might, I don't know if you're able to transport. We're still trying to figure out how to get it from Jamie to you, but from you to him, can you take it that way or meet him halfway? Because I know it's not terribly far.
Oh, I'll take it all the way to him as long as there's a trailer with the car, because I don't have a car hauler.
Okay.
That thing's small enough, a U-Haul trailer would pull it pretty easily.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Okay, I can definitely get a U-Haul trailer. There's a dealer in town.
That's how Scott got it to him, was on a U-Haul trailer. So
was it?
And
I thought he had it.
That would simplify it. So if you got a U-Haul trailer, you don't have to play the game of hauling back a trailer home. If you got to travel, you just get a U-Haul and go.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So mostly old parts. Ron, our announcer, says that he is just off of I-70 in Topeka, Kansas. If you need welding done. And Chris, and I'm not going to murder his last name, so I'm not even going to try, says that he's in Nebraska. So maybe we can get Chris to hook up with 38 POS and see what they can happen and make happen.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. You're writing all this down too, Colleen, right? I don't want to miss
paying attention and writing it down. Yep.
Okay.
Well, like I referenced earlier, you could probably just go back if you really need to and use the live stream on the channel to actually find any of the notes.
Well, there you go. So really just a matter of transportation from Jamie to Necromancer, and then from there, hopping and skipping.
So I have a response to 38 POS's question. He says, can we hand off the car and the U-Haul trailer and transfer the trailer to somebody else? U-Haul is not capable of handling something that sophisticated. It will never work. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong.
I mean, so apparently you cannot rent a truck and a trailer from the same U-Haul renter in my city, which is the most bizarre thing I have ever heard.
When we moved from Ogden, Utah, back here to Kansas, I had a 79 Chevy K10 and I couldn't find a trailer to haul it on. So I went up to the local U-Haul guys and they said, well, we can't put that truck on there. So I came back and told them it was a bug car.
You have to. You have to tell everybody.
Magically, it fit, but barely. But I got back home.
So, you guys are new around here. Our channel name is actually Mopars, Mustangs, and Minivans. I have an 87 Ram 50 pickup truck. It's an itty bitty little pickup truck. I wanted to rent a car dolly to take it from our storage unit. After we moved, we had to put it over in storage. I wanted to take it and I wanted to bring it home with my 2005 Mazda minivan. They said, well, ma'am, it's not front wheel drive, it's rear wheel drive. So you can't use the dolly. And I said, there's no engine in it. There's no drive shaft in it. Yes, I can tow it with a dolly. And they're like, oh, well, the computer says that vehicle's overweight. I said, did you not listen to me say there's no engine in it? There's no transmission. There's no drive line in it. I can tow it with my minivan. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, we can't do it.
Yeah, that's why I got a wrecker.
Good option.
So you don't have to deal with those stupid people at the U-Haul place.
Unreal. Well, actually, I bought my own trailer. So now I'm good.
There you go. I sold my trailer as soon as I got the wrecker.
Hey, Ron, I'm sorry, man. I can't give this thing up. I don't get me wrong. I would desperate if it were my car straight out, I would trade you even up. But I mean, Scott gave me this car, man. I can't do that to him. Like, yeah, here's this. Thanks, Scott. So
It just wouldn't be right.
I have a serious soft spot for the D100. I'm in love with those trucks. I can't do that.
Not far from here, there's a little red Express for sale.
No. Stop talking, Mike.
And I want it so bad, but I keep not selling enough to go buy it.
There's one up in my area too that I've been eyeing, and yeah.
I just made a deal on all the SL
I wouldn't know what to do with that.
No dice.
Well, this is very beneficial. So anybody that's on the panel, anybody that's watching, listening, etc., if you can help us fill out the gaps. We got to get it from Seattle, the Seattle area, south of Seattle, over to Dayton, and it's the map keeps getting windier and windier with more volunteers, but that's kind of the point. It's going to wind up being a 3,600-ish mile trip with how many are we at right now, Colleen? 16 folks that are throw time at this?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 17 right now.
17.
Yeah.
So that's 17 stops that this car is going to trade.
Not including people like us that can send parts.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my next point. If anybody's off the route, like say you live in South Florida, Donnie, then send a part to one of the places that's working on it, or send it here. I mean, I may not be super technically, I might not have all the know-how that some of the mechanics do, but I can put on an alternator, So if you can, help. If you can't, no harm, no foul. This is meant to be fun. It's meant to be a community thing. So yeah. Anyway, there you go. Guys, I have to thank you all. I mean, I'm not cutting out or anything, but just before I forget, thank you all for donating your time, your parts, your ideas, funds, transportation. It's amazing. Chris, the car is a 1962 Dodge Lancer. It's sort of the sister car to the Plymouth Valiant. Yeah, so there you go. Anyway, Anybody else have like ideas? Any other thoughts on the car? What you'd like to, what your specialties are, that kind of thing.
No, I just have another question for the other junkyard N over there. You said you could travel. There's a big gap between us. Can you go? How far can you go east? If I mean, worst case scenario, if you and I had to meet up, because I've got a trailer, I'm willing to travel. But from me to you is like 1,200 miles or something. It's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah. That's a very good question, and it depends on exactly.
Post
it depends on timing and a few other things. So I'm having another kid soon, so that's going to be taking up some time, and then also depends on if my truck is going to be up to making a longer distance. So,
don't be afraid. It's got it. It's got it.
I hope so. But yeah, also I've got a dip. I've got something I need to be at, but
absolutely.
Oh Lord,
feel free to email me if you've got any questions, and we can coordinate some stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I'll hit you with an email here probably tomorrow. I'm going to be sitting down, taking all this information out. So
sweet. Well,
you're awesome, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Don just gave me a call out, so I had to take care of that.
Did you accept it?
Well, yeah.
All right.
He may or may not beat me. I don't really care as long as I'm going down the track and I'm happy. See his happy little bald head next to me.
All right, now I have already told Don once. You and I, Mr. Victor, have the first race, and Don has to wait.
Hey, now,
Oh,
Don.
I didn't realize there was already a prereq.
Don's Valiant with the
called me out.
440. Don's Valiant with the 440 is pretty quick.
Damien knows.
Oh, I know. Yeah, bald with a smile, and I lost graciously.
But wouldn't it be something if a slant 6 could take his 440 on the track?
That would be something.
It could happen.
Just depends on who's asleep at the tree.
I think Don's asleep at the wheel. He dare have dibs. Oh, God. Well, no. Anybody that wants to run me, I will happily get in the car, and you guys can laugh as it tries to drag me down the track.
So my idea with that, since it's the Stone Soup project, the whole theme of it is I think anytime you go down the track, there should be somebody in your passenger seat, part of the community, so they can have a little sip of the soup of the.
Absolutely.
That's good. That's good.
You know?
Good idea.
I mean, if we're going to do that, let's just keep the slant 6 in there so we don't all die.
Well, if you were to move the tree to the floor, it might be a little safer. But anyway.
Well, no, we're going to need the floor to be open for that so we can have some breaks.
Okay. Hell.
That might be a question, too, with that license plate thing. A tech question, if that would pass tech. Is license plate
here right up now, not too far from my town, there's a local track. And I can't vouch for Sykeston. They have a guy who actually races an old truck with a lot of license plates on the floor. And what he did is he placed a panel underneath of it and had that welded in. Not like real hard work to do, honestly.
Right.
And then you just layer or laminate.
Yeah, I wanted to go get it.
Yeah. It's probably a good idea to put something underneath it, a solid, and then it wouldn't have to be pretty because the license plate's going to cover everything anyway. So you wouldn't have to get
we could use a stop
actual
sign.
floor pan from an actual 62 Valiant. You could just put in some.
I have a passenger that really needs to go down the track in Stone Soup.
All right, so something special about this. You know, when you keep something and you don't know why you're keeping it because it's something stupid.
It's keeping stupid things.
Why do you have this, right? So we had the house fire a couple years ago. This has been riding around in the back of my minivan for almost 2 years.
We have your stone for stone soup.
Dang, where did that come from?
It was in our front yard. It was something that we dug up when we were doing a garden. And I was like, I like that rock.
This has been sitting in Mom's minivan for 2 years. 2 years. This is before No Name was even a thing. It's been sitting in her minivan. And, you know, she got in a little fender bender and it seems to have come out of nowhere.
No, it sat in that cup holder in the back of the van for 2 years because I liked the rock.
Colleen, I have to say, Scott said that he wanted to go down the track in stone soup. Since he was the one that donated it, he's got to have dibs in the car.
No, in the car?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Since we were talking about the floor pans, though, we have, I mean, Ron is in here. I know he's the voice, but maybe he has an insight as far as the floor pans are concerned. Do you know if that would be okay for inspec?
Deke would probably let it go. I don't see why not.
Based on your ET, based on your projected ET as you sit now, I don't think he's going to worry about your floorboards as maybe somebody like, you know,
Roland.
Yeah, like Roland, you know,
there's 8-in-1 exhaust. Yeah.
There's some there. Yeah, it's not that you're slow, but it's not something to be worried about right now.
As long as your foot can't fall through the floor, you know.
Right.
Well, that yes.
It's not like this car is going to be cutting nines or anything, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Wilburn? Mr. Wilburn should actually be able to tell us that.
Well, I figured John was probably popping in and out. That's why we didn't see him for part of the time. But since mostly Old Parts was here, I figured, you know, we'd ask.
Well, Ron's the announcer, not the tech guy. Deke's the tech guy.
Indirect connection, you're right. Scott should probably have dibs on driving it down the track.
Mostly Old Parts. You asked earlier where I was located. I'm south of Wichita. I put it in the chat. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, south of Wichita. He's our Arkansas City, and
it's
Ron Ward.
Our Kansas City, because here in Kansas we know how to speak English.
Well, if it's Arkansas, don't you spell it ARCANSAS? Arkansas.
ARKANSAS.
Well, you don't spell KAN. Arkansas.
Well, why don't we separate you two?
Stop it.
Ron Ward says, yeah, in all seriousness, weld some metal, any metal over the holes and you'll be okay.
Self-tappers, do they work?
Yeah.
I
figure if Dalton has any more time with it than a few minutes, he's probably going to put 1,500 self-tappers in it.
Well, in his car, past tech enough to go down the track.
It was the gentleman in Topeka who
Holy Grail did go down the track.
I'm sorry, someone in, what about Topeka, Mike?
Who was the gentleman in Topeka?
I'm looking.
That's not too bad.
Keep talking. I'm looking.
I'm actually texting Donnie right now.
Mostly Old
Parts. But yeah, Ron Ward is in Topeka.
Okay, there you go. I-70. Yeah. Okay.
Well, then he can be the floor man. We'll just supply him all the plates.
Yeah, just throw them in the trunk and hope they don't fall out on their way down.
I mean, you can't put them in the front seat because the front seat's got holes in it too.
Oh, there you go. Scott's got a great idea.
Scott?
I'd have more fun videoing Vic driving the car down the track. I get it. I get it. Yeah. Sometimes it's more fun to watch somebody else enjoy themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right there
It's
at
gonna be a good
no
time.
name.
Yeah, no name.
Well, are they going to require you to wear a helmet in that thing?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's something else that I'm worried about. Is I
Trying
haven't
to find something to fit his fat head.
That's where I was going with that.
She said it. She said it.
He said it first. He said it first.
Look,
I was trying to.
Every gas station has them little foam ice chests. We'll just chop one up and make that work.
Vic said it first, man. I got 55-gallon drums at work all day.
Oh man.
Oh
You should
man.
make it a prerequisite that if anybody wants to work on the car, that it needs to be up to code for going down the track. That it's up to spec.
I mean, so far we're working on basic things that will make it up to spec.
Yeah.
The
Wilbur
big
said
thing-
DOT is acceptable.
Yeah,
for
you're
the
not
speed of your
going
car,
fast.
a
As long
motorcycle
as
helmet
you
will
find
be
a
sufficient.
DOT helmet, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Close
I do worry about, and, you know, I
Close
know you guys are making fun of me about it, but I do worry about that because, I mean, I do have a big head, but it's proportional to the rest of my body. So
There's literally a place. There's literally a place not too far, maybe somewhere in between 10 to 15 miles away from the track
In
where I
between
got
Sykeston and Lambert.
in between Sykeston and Lamberts, there's a place that has helmets for sale, and a lot of them were too big for me. I mean, like I said, to scale, I can't tell right here, right now, like what size helmet you need, but they had a pretty large, a decent selection of some pretty large helmets.
All right.
Now, Weston's a pretty big boy, and he found helmets that fit him.
you know,
So here's my recommendation. Walmart sells DOT helmets. Go to Walmart.
have a good one, Stage
Try
Zero.
on helmets and figure out what size fits you, and then go from there. You know, I mean, you might
goes up
walk
to
out of
enormous.
Walmart with a $20 DOT helmet.
I don't think Walmart goes up to enormous.
We don't know. Go try it.
I mean, they sell Shrek items. You might get lucky.
You can order them online too. There's plenty of places.
Or go to a motorcycle shop. They will
Oh,
have
there you go. There
them,
you go.
or be able to
Yeah.
measure your head for you. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll look into it.
But you got to get one if you go to the motorcycle shop with the little spikes on it, so you take out the headlight.
There you go.
Like the old German Stahlhelms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat that would like to come up that, I mean, has anything to say or ask or anything about the channel, or not the channel, about the build, that stuff. I figure we'll run to 2.5 if we can make it that far, and we'll shut it down then. So if you'd like, you're more than welcome. Damien's going to put the link up here in just a second.
Yep.
If you need to get a hold of me or anybody from the channel, if you look up at the top of the comments list, you can. Yes, it is. My head is huge. If you look up at the top of the comments list, my email is up there. Thank you for that, though, Biggie. You're very kind.
It's getting cold. I'm going to get in the car.
Fair enough. John, I'm sorry, I don't understand OEC.
Oh, boy.
One-eyed cat.
Oh, one-eyed cat.
Is
I caught it right when you said
football
it.
helmet. He asked if a football helmet is adequate, and
No.
There we go. That takes care of some of the breeze.
Ron Ward has a decent shop in Topeka. He does fuel systems, brakes, front end repair, fabrication, welding, bodywork, etc. He would be happy to help.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Put him on the list.
Yeah, absolutely. right under mostly old parts and rust. So mostly old parts.
Yeah, no, it's mostly old parts. Mostly old parts and rust is Patrick. That's another dude.
I know what I said was I'm putting him right
sorry.
underneath mostly old parts and rust.
Yes, sir. Understood.
What mostly old parts? What was his name?
Ron Ward. He's the
Ron Ward.
announcer for Ron Ward. He's the announcer for No Name Nationals and many other events.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a salvage yard up by Great Bend that has a ton of old classics out there. We might be able to find some parts if we need them.
What was it?
We've got a good one down here by us too.
Yep.
And for the life of me, I can't think of the name of it, but I know Derek with Vice Grip stopped there once.
Chris, that would be awesome. Why don't you contact us on our email, man? I think the biggest issue with the Nebraska area, though, is getting it from Junkyard D up in North Dakota down
To
through
Nebraska.
South Dakota and into Nebraska. So contact us on our email, man. Seriously, any help we can get, we'll
It's
take
not
it.
supposed to.
Why not?
It's his email. It's not
Hey,
supposed
Vic.
to link.
Last time
Yeah.
we were talking about a GPS tracker. Have you had any
That's
luck finding anything out about those?
I looked into it. It seems, especially with some of the larger channels, they're really concerned about other people tracking it and finding out where it's at.
Yeah.
I don't have any issue with it, but we need to find one that we can just shut off
Right.
whenever they want
I
to shut
agree.
it off.
I agree.
So
You're talking like shutting it off before it gets to someone's shop, or
well,
Right.
yeah, I mean, maybe not to their shop, but definitely to their home if they're going to be working it on their house or at
Well,
their
but
house,
our shop is our house.
which is what I'm saying. Yes. So anybody that wants to shut it off can. There's a little fly, little bastard. I'll kick your ass.
I don't knock it onto my screen, man. Thanks.
You're too big to be fighting flies, my dude.
So, no, Don, you are not allowed to paint it. You cannot paint it. Everybody is crying about it not being painted. Whatever.
You can't scratch the patina. The thing looks fantastic.
Chris is saying he's not so great with emails. Do you have a better way of contacting, or is that about the only way?
You could contact us on my channel, but
Post a comment
I
on
don't-
my video.
I mean,
Yeah.
these folks here that I've known for a while, or that are actually putting stuff up for the build, that kind of thing. I'll give them my phone number so they can contact me. But email, yeah, until I'm comfortable. I'm not real fond of handing out my number.
Ron Ward has shared a link to nobody else's channel for Salvage Yard in Great Bend, Kansas.
That's it.
They seem to be a pretty good place.
Yeah, but nobody can click on it. So can you copy?
Yeah, I
that
can copy
one
and paste
and
that.
make it
Yeah,
a link?
yep. Right here, right now.
There we go. And we have
Oh.
another one. I've got one near me that's also. They
That
have a
should
lot of
be a link
classics.
if it's
So.
spelled correctly.
Yeah. it can.
Actually, Don, I was thinking about matching the patina of the car to the helmet. I was going to paint my helmet.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, that'd be so cool. Little off white. Hey man, with some hairs.
Some hairs.
I just discovered a feature. My laptop folds over on itself.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, the reverse flip.
I feel very, I don't know, retarded right now. This is weird.
No, you're astonished you found something cool. It's like, oh, I didn't know that.
Like, that doesn't work like that. Oh, it does.
Spray on moss.
Oh, some spray on moss. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anybody else that would like to come up and speak before we start, meandering out and shutting this thing down, you're more than welcome.
Anybody wants to speak up? Here's the link.
Yeah.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Oh, no, wrong button.
Well, Damien, Colleen, you guys are welcome to stay too if you like. But once after we shut it down, I'm going to leave StreamYard up so that we can talk about and try to get all the logistics done. Yeah. So reason I wanted to paint it. Oh, I got you, Don.
This one.
But yeah, we've actually got a couple more folks. Ron, I'm really happy that yeah, you're willing to help, man. That's a big one. Appreciate it. Okay, I got you. 38. I'll pass it along.
I mean, the voice of No Name Nationals putting his hands on your car, dude. That's
a big one.
That's pretty unique. That's really unique.
Don't get me wrong, man. I and I'm not trying to put any pressure on anybody, but I would love to have John throw a sticker on the car. You know.
Yeah, that's better than finding a really good fortune in a fortune cookie.
Yeah. I would come on, but my family is loud. We don't care, man. Bring them up.
Now, I snuck out to the shop because mine's loud. They've had plenty of Easter candy. Good Lord.
Hey, Don.
Don, the one I get.
Now I don't have to text anymore.
Yeah.
That's half the reason I started coming on these lives. I don't have to fight the cat for the keyboard.
Yeah, Ron, I am very fond of just about any food. So and there's the man of the hour.
Yo, Scott.
Scott.
Scotty, sir.
It's all your fault, Scott.
Look at what you started.
You're welcome. Hi, everyone.
No, this is turning into a good thing, man.
Have a good one.
Get them sweet.
We just wanted to bless you.
Well, it makes you realize how great this community really is.
Yeah.
As much as the trolls want to say that this is a worthless event,
Oh, they're out of their mind.
they don't get it. You know, this right here is what the whole event, not the whole event. I mean, I'm sure John's going, that's not why I did this.
Thank you, Ron. I'll hit you with an email.
It's all of us as a community coming together to drag race.
You know, I'd never heard of the,
too.
Yeah, I'd never heard of the No Name Nationals till yesterday.
What?
What?
That's
Welcome
crazy.
to the club.
Welcome.
It's actually a cult. So
well, that's a fine cult to be in. I'll take it.
How close are you to Sykeston?
How close am I? Well, I don't know, probably about 7 hours.
Oh, you're on the other end.
That's a very easy drive. When I worked for Weston, I drove out there a ton of times. And that was actually our favorite stop because of Lambert's.
He knows Lambert's.
So we're going to follow you on Thursday.
We actually have a flash mob car show at Lambert's every year. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I've hit all 3 Lamberts thus far. Now I'll try to hit them anytime I get the opportunity.
Yeah.
I can't argue that.
Scott, how are you doing with your shall we call it a project?
That car that will be a car again.
Yeah. Well, I just went to, obviously the Seattle area last week, dropped the car off to Vic or Jamie at Dead Dodge Garage. And right after that, then I went over to, I picked up some parts for it to make a long story short. And so now I have the inner structures, most of them for the rooftop of the Charger. And then now with the whole Easter weekend, now that's out of the way. I have that in my garage and I'm starting to take it apart and removing spot welds. And then I have the Charger just on the other side of my garage door. and the roof top is, inside. So everything's lined up, ready to go. Now it's just a matter of figuring out which pieces are interchangeable and which ones aren't, and going from there.
So
And-
progress, but slow.
Yeah. And, but everything's just been sequential.
Uh-oh. Lost
Oh,
the
lost
mic.
your audio.
Mike.
He's muted.
No, he's not. It's the mic. It's the headphones.
Bluetooth or something.
Probably. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh, it says muted over here in the corner on my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Muted.
Got the little mute signal.
Technology.
I didn't mute him. How the hell did I mute him?
How did we advance from carburetors?
He's not even on the screen.
All right. Somebody
You
come
can't
up with a good
unmute.
hand signal.
No. What it says is you can't unmute this guest. Their microphone is not connected.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
So we need hand signals for plug in your mic.
Plug in your mic. Microphone.
Plug in
no.
your
He
mic.
probably. He
Oh,
can
he's gone.
You went the
He'll
wrong
figure
route.
it
You
out.
unplugged everything.
Well, anyway, we got kind of the lowdown.
Yeah, this build's coming along quite well in the last couple weeks. It's just incredible.
Crazy how fast it goes, huh?
Well, if you could find early 70s spindles, I got rotors and calipers that could make the front end disc brake setup if you want.
That's kind of one thing that I really wouldn't mind is some way to make it stop better than drums. But I think
Wow.
Colleen and Damien said they've got parts.
Well,
and pieces.
yeah, but Don wasn't here earlier.
Okay.
We actually have 71 A-body front drums, depending on how bad the ones that are on it right now. But I mean, if you have an upgrade,
Well, I don't have the whole upgrade. I don't have the
you don't have the
spindles,
whole
but
upgrade.
I've got the rotors and calipers. But
I
I
may
mean,
have
when I
the spindles.
redid my front end last year, I ended up I got a deal on new used.
right? So then we're looking at being able to find new spindles for it that would match the
Right.
rotor calipers that you have.
Yeah.
And
I
we,
knew it.
we caught hell with Damien's dart. I thought we had the right. Actually, it turned out that we had the wrong rotor, but everything else was correct. We had the right bracket for the calipers. We had the
that's
right
correct.
spindle. Everything worked. When I went and I got 11 3/4 discs, everything went together the way it was supposed to. So, I mean, I've got some 10-inch discs if anybody needs 10-inch discs. Actually, are they 10-inch? They might be 10.97. I'd have to go measure them again. So, I mean, I've got a set of rotors sitting out there, brand new, been used for like 4 passes down the track. If anybody needs them, let me know. But I mean, we have all of the components that we took off the front of the dart to do the discs to put on the Lancer and just keep it basically stock drum brakes with newer.
That would be the easy route to go anyway.
And drums are lighter.
Yep.
He's going to need all the extra lightning that he can to try and beat you with a 440.
And we can put a
I ain't
parachute
worried
on it.
about him beating me, or I just wanted to go. Because it's a 62 Lancer, it's a sister to my Valiant. That's
I know.
Go ahead, Mike.
So to true it up, though,
I
Don,
think I
you
got him.
you have a slant 6 car though, also just to make it fair. You could bring that one instead of the 440.
Well, but that's Wendy's.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that one maybe next year.
Vic, call out Wendy.
Yeah.
No. No.
I don't
want
know.
You could do next year for the 440, and then we could all just plan on bringing big blocks next year.
I plan on putting this one together this year. It's been a long time coming, and everything's starting to. All the pieces are starting to fall into place. So
it's a lot of pieces too, man.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm almost done putting this 383 in my Plymouth. Just about there.
I'm looking at that rear window behind your B pillar, I guess. That Barracuda Dart? What is that?
Satellite wagon.
Oh, wagon.
Really?
Even better.
It's a
Why
Brady
does it
Bunch
look
wagon.
like it's arched so bad? Why does the back end of the window look like?
Hang on. Let me see if I give you some light, but I'm balancing you guys on the shifter. This isn't working so well. Maybe.
Move that real quick.
Now I have to use the other hand.
Oh yeah, it does go back there quite a ways, doesn't it?
I'm pretty sure there's a dungeon back there somewhere.
38 POS says, if nothing else, he dual pot master.
Jessica and Adam are here.
Yes, and that's going to depend on if
Any
you
master,
do.
as long as it's got good brake lines, you know. I'm
Yeah.
still running
The
a
master
single
cylinder-
pot on mine.
Master cylinder is going to be different if it's disc brakes up front or drum brakes. So you got to make that determination before you decide which.
And
master
the proportion valve.
Right.
Well,
Man,
this
I'm
is one
running,
of
I'm
those
running
things
disc brakes on a
that's
single
kind of
pot.
Greek to me. So I'm sorry, Don. What'd you say?
I was saying about brakes. I got disc brakes on mine still running on a single pot. I call them suicide brakes.
Yeah, that's something I don't want to experience.
That seems appropriate.
Well, it's what I got. I know all the lines are good. It's got a new, master cylinder on it, but it's one thing I like about it is, being, manual everything. You don't have to worry about power steering. You don't have to worry about power brakes. Something happens, you still got the same pedal you have when what's wrong on you.
John, I can't ever tell if you're joking or if you're trying to get me killed. God.
Well, let's be honest here. If we really have to, I mentioned earlier, let's just put a parachute on the back. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll work.
We'll go by a skydiving place and we'll still shoot. They don't need those.
Right.
There you go.
They only need them once.
I got a cousin that used to skydive. He's probably got a couple old chutes. It wouldn't cost us nothing.
There you go.
That would be hilarious to have a pillow on the trunk.
Full of license plates.
It's like, don't pull the trigger. I don't know how to pack it back.
Right. No. All right. Well, folks, this has been a ball. I am super thrilled, super happy with everybody. Thank you so much for dedicating your time, all that stuff. For those that want to hang out that are here in the little Brady Bunch thing, you can stay on. I'm going to shut down the StreamYard, and then we can chit-chat in here if you like. But we're basically going to be running the logistics and trying to figure out all the, Junkyard D's QR code, the map, that kind of stuff. So anyway, Don, you need a master cylinder for a 68 Charger with manual discs. It has a residual pressure valve only on the front chamber. There you go. Anyway, so anybody that's here in the chat, thank you so much for showing up and watching this mess. It's definitely kind of out of our wheelhouse, our normal wheelhouse anyway, with the little cars. But we're glad you were here, and we'll we'll be updating everybody here very soon on everything that's going on. So much love, peace, love, happiness, all that stuff. You guys be safe.
Later, Vic.
You
Later,
got to
Vic.
leave.